Hi, this is Sheriff Gary McFadden of the Mecklenburg County Sheriff's Office, bringing you another edition of MCSO News 45. Well, today I want to talk to you about House Bill 318. House Bill 318 has passed, and now it will go into effect October 1st this year, October 1st, 2025. So here what House Bill brings to us, House Bill 318. And I have some note cards to make sure that we cover the things that I think is very important about this. So the difference in House Bill 10 and House Bill 318. During House Bill 10, we added the 48-hour hold at the request of the magistrate from the magistrate order to hold the person an additional 48 hours within that time. House Bill 318 now taxed that 48 additional hours on the backside. What we mean is after a person has met all the criteria of their arrest and is about to be released, House Bill 318 now requires an additional 48-hour hold. So because of that, the 48-hour hold comes at the end of their stay instead of in the middle of their stay when we receive the detainer and the civil warrant. So in other words, when a person is arrested in Mecklenburg County and we notify ICE, ICE sent us a detainer, which is civil, an administrative warrant, which is civil. And at that particular time, the 48 hours then was tacked on in the middle of their stay or after we received the detainer and the civil warrant. House Bill 318 now then requires us to now hold them an additional 48 hours at the end of their stay after they have been released here in Mecklenburg County. So then at that time, after the 48-hour holds, and we contact ICE, HB 318 now requires us to again contact ICE 2 hours prior to their release. So 2 hours prior from their release, after being notified of the 48-hour hold at the end of their release, the Mecklenburg County Sheriff's Office, along with all other sheriffs in the state, are mandated and required to contact ICE at the 2-hour interval prior to the inmates leaving. So we're going to do that. But here's the problem that HB 318 still did not cover. HB 318 still does not provide the legal foundation for a law enforcement officer, which is the sheriff's office, to transfer the custody of someone charged with state charges into federal custody. So let me go over that again. House Bill 318 does not provide any legal foundation or legal language for a sheriff's office to transfer a person with state charges over into the federal custody or into the custody of ICE. House Bill 10 did not address that issue, and even House Bill 318 does not address that issue. So we want to make that clear. House Bill 10 did not address it, and House Bill 318 also did not address the legal transfer of someone charged with state charges to be transferred over to ICE custody. So what does that mean? After ICE is notified of the 2 hours prior to them being released, ICE may wait outside the Mecklenburg County Detention Center waiting for that person to be released. That could cause a confrontation. We just want to make it clear that would cause a confrontation. And this is why the community still lives in fear, because we are not giving this person to ICE. We are just simply notifying ICE that there is a 2-hour window for them to be acknowledging that this person will be released in 2 hours. So the person is going to be released in 2 hours. We're going to notify ICE, and it's up to them to take that person into custody. Now, here's the problem. ICE could seek federal charges against anyone held in a Mecklenburg County Detention Center with a federal warrant accompanied by a writ. Now, why is that? A federal warrant will say they will now take custody of this person and charge them with the federal crimes. You know, the two crimes, and we're going to talk about them in a minute, is reentry and then reentry after deportation. But the writ will simply tell us what we need to do. That writ will be issued by a federal magistrate judge authorizing U.S. Marshals to bring this person before a federal judge. That means that person will be transferred from Mecklenburg County Jail to a federal hearing. And then at that time, the writ will either say that person will be moved away, shipped somewhere, but also back to the Mecklenburg County until their state charges are resolved. So a writ is required and also a federal warrant. Now, when we're talking about the two federal laws that ICE could utilize if they wish to, we can't tell them what to do, but two laws that most fail to talk about is U.S. Code 1325, improper entry by an alien, or U.S. Code 1326, reentry after deportation. These are two laws that ICE could use if they wish to also combat, the immigration problem. But one of the final things that we have to understand is this, that because the 48-hour is now tacked on at the end of the stay here at Mecklenburg County Detention Center, the citizens of Mecklenburg County will be charged $398 per stay. So when a person has met all the criteria of their release and is about to be released, then the House Bill 318 law becomes effective. That person will have to stay an additional 48 hours. And after that additional 48 hours, remember that we're going to notify ICE 2 hours before they're released. But that additional 48 hours will cost the citizens of Mecklenburg County $398 per stay. Now, the problem with that is, as of December 1st of 2024 to the present date of, say, July 31st, we have held over 300 undocumented immigrants at the Mecklenburg County Detention Center, and ICE has not picked up not one single person. So now if we go into this new era of House Bill 318 and ICE still does not pick these people up, we still will be charged $398 a day. Well, finally, I want to say this, that we are still going to protect each and every one of our citizens and residents in Mecklenburg County. And some people say, Sheriff, why do you say citizens and residents? Because the citizens are the people who are legally here, but we also have residents who are undocumented, who are victims of a crime. So we still have to protect them in our city. So we took an oath to protect each and every person in our city, and we still must do that. But we're also going to cooperate with the communities that are affected, especially the Hispanic communities. We're going to cooperate with you, and we're going to educate you, and we're going to stand with you. And understand this, we will always stand with you when you're a crime victim or a crime witness, because we do want you to come forward to assist us when there's a crime in your neighborhood. So we understand that you will live in fear, and we understand that you may be skeptical about reporting crimes, but I'm going to encourage you and to be encouraged to report your crimes, and know that we do want you to be witnesses to crimes also. We want to thank you all for this session, but remember, House Bill 318 has passed. And lastly, we will always follow the law. We will always follow the law. And I'll always say that because you will never hear anyone says, well, Sheriff McFadden is not following the law. They're always going to say, well, he could do this or he should do this. Well, then if it's outside the boundaries of the law, I cannot do it. We are simply following the law. A lot of people will not like the way that we are following House Bill 318 also, because nothing in 318 has directed us legally to place these people who are undocumented into the hands of ICE. It is simply requiring us to notify ICE, which will we do, and we will, and notify them 2 hours prior to them leaving the Mecklenburg County Detention Center. So we will do that, and we will follow the law. Thank you again. Stay tuned for more information on MCSO News 45.